What is going on, everybody? About turning back in the lounge yet again. Make sure to kick back, relax, and to grab some snacks. It's time for something I haven't done in about a month because I've been very, very busy. But it's time for another Prize Wall Eval. And this one is on the Toasty Ghosty Prize Wall. That is right. It is Zombie Penta Weekend. And with Zombie Penta comes an original Penta gear, so looks like they're giving us a choice of either gem or move damage for Penta. Both are fine options. I wouldn't necessarily spend the prize wall on either of those because at the end of the day, he's just a modern showboat. The random 150 strap, but you still got to roll class and era. Not worth it to me. The affiliation strap, this one has the chance of hitting IOW and ×4, but you probably don't hit those even if you do go for it. The new gear for Penta is on the wall, which doesn't show you what it does here, but if this is your second gear for Acro Penta, it will give you +5 starting MP, which is absolutely huge. We also have huge shard amounts of very good characters on display here. So 400 shards for Axe, 400 shards of Stephanie Vicaire, 400 shards of Haku. Really top-notch strikers in the game. Zombie LA Knight, shards for him there. Special edition Showboat Cena, shards for him there for those of you that haven't recruited him yet. We got Showboat Drew, Ray Phoenix, Trick EO, Howdy Shards, Jacqueline, Zombie Usos, Muda, Zombie Sammy, Abby the Witch. Like, a lot of these characters are fantastic if you don't already have them. And as you can tell, you know, the wall itself is loaded with shard value. On top of that, we also have a Rainbow Crossfire plate, the make 4 and get 500%. Of all gem damage, so that's pretty solid, especially if you're using somebody like Smash or Showboat Becky, etc. The LA Bite, the battle armor for subs getting red gem damage, tokens, a 7 pull for the weekend, and resources. So pretty standard stuff for these types of walls, but let's actually touch base on the value. So for me, I'm immediately getting Penta gear. Because Penta is one of my absolute favorites in the game, and the value that his gear brings to the table is astronomical for me. I love the idea that he will get to start with all of his MP. That's just huge. That being said, I was also debating on if I wanted to get Stephanie Vicaire shards earlier this month because I figured they would be available later this month, and here they are. I still think that if I had to choose between the two, that I would still take the Penta gear, and I probably would have spent more money to get the Stephanie shards. And I'm not saying that that's what you should do. I'm just telling you what I would have done. If I'm going to start talking value on all this type of stuff, the zombie characters don't really have value until Zombies Month. So that's something to keep in mind, right? Like, zombies kind of suck outside of Zombies Month. And from my zombie hype pull, it kind of proves it, right? So if you haven't seen that yet, that's like a 3 or 4 minute video. Feel free to watch that, and you'll see how little hype you get for a 37 pull of pure zombie hype. That was just demoralizing. Haku himself is awesome for just about every game mode, whether it's Showdown, Feud, or Titan. Pretty decent for boss as well. Axe is okay, especially with Smash and Axe. The tag team they have is solid. He's good as a standalone fighter. Nothing that I would tell you to go out of your way to spend on for Prize Wall. Stephanie, I would definitely suggest that you should spend your Prize Wall for her because she's not only great, but she's one of a kind and a CSS. Cena's good as well, but wouldn't tell you to spend your Prize Wall there, especially if you have to get a PG Showboat. You can also get Drew shards, and Drew is better than Cena. Drew's good enough as his own, but outside of that, you have Ray Phoenix, who's still one of my go-tos, especially if you have all the hype that you probably got for him. Maybe not the end of the world if you want to maybe get some Ray Phoenix shards and get closer. Again, still a great go-to. He does get reversed by MP gain and gem damage increase, but outside of that, fantastic character. EO, as good as she is, gets reversed by too much stuff to actually use comfortably. She gets, ruined by MP gain, by multi-generate, and trap gem generate reversals. So really, really frustrating for experience for that. Howdy, on the other hand, still huge value as a coach to even through today. So solid shards there. Jacqueline's still the best attitude female in the game, so great value there. Zombie Usos, again, zombies are zombies, right? Same with Zombie Sammy. They're only going to be used when zombies are around. You're not going to use them without hype, and you're not going to get a lot of hype for them, even if you start spending on the hype loot, even if it's the zombie-only hype loot. So probably not really worth it unless you just want zombie CSS for this month, which if you do, I understand. Muda, still one of the best in the game, especially with hype, especially for boss and titan and feud. Great choice all around. Abby the Witch is decent. I'm not a huge Abby the Witch fan, but it is what it is if you really, really like her. Kofi is essentially just there as the tag partner to Woods. I don't think he has any value outside of that. He's just the guy with a hot tag, and he's very mediocre, to put it kindly. Penta, as we talked about, is absolutely tippy-top notch. Penta is fantastic. He's not your typical, two-button click winner, whatever the hell you want to call it, but he's great. Michelle McCool, absolutely awesome for Ruthless Aggression Female. That's going to be your go-to. Rex, still good, solid coach. He's just old, but people, don't want to necessarily use all the old characters, but he's very, very good. Zombie Liv is fine. She's okay. She's not great. So, her time has come and gone, in my opinion. Devon has been my go-to. I don't really like using Regal as much nowadays, so I just use Devon for reality era requirements just because it's easier and simpler. So that's a fair addition to anybody's roster if you don't have him. Jade Cargill, CSS, whenever she's required. Strowman, decent trainer. Mercy, you probably have Buzzard already. If you don't, he's an okay choice. But yeah, long story short, that's pretty much it for the prize wall, right? It's all going to come down to whose character shards you want, what's going to help out your account the most. For me, it was definitely the Penta gear. I'm not worried about any of these shards up here. I'm not spending any more money for this Rainbow Crossfire. I might go ahead and take the 7-pull and pull the 7-pull. I might take some of the token deals depending on what tokens I'm missing, or the resource bundle and star fragments. I don't know just yet, but this is really cleanup crew related stuff for me. Mainly just wanted to make this video to kind of give a little bit of insight on the shards that are available, and then touch base on how quality the Penta gear is going to be. But that's going to be it for this one, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it was a little bit shorter and maybe not as in-depth as they typically would be, although I tried to get a little more in-depth about what mattered on this one, which was the shard count and the shard amounts and the prize wall cost of each of these items, and hopefully it helps you decide what characters you want to take. If you're debating between taking a new character or the Penta gear, or a new character or the Rainbow Crossfire, you have to really sit here and think about what you're going to use more, right? For me, if you have access to getting Muda, then get Muda. If you have access to getting Jacqueline, get Jacqueline. If you have access to getting Howdy, right, get Howdy. Can you get Haku? Sure, get Haku. Some of those characters are just great options, right? So why not just take them? Especially if your alternative is I'm going to get a plate and I don't know what I'm going to use it on. Why do that, right? So just think about what it is that you're going to use more. Think about what's going to help you out. Look at the trainers, look at the coaches, look at the fighter, look at what part of the game you might need help with, whether it's showdown, whether it's feud, etc. Look into that type of stuff, right? See what you need help with. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. As always, share with your friends that want some info and insight as to what they should spend their prize wall on. And leave some comments below. I will do my best to answer each and every last one of them. But until next time, y'all, that's going to be it for me on this one. Have a good one.